Alright, so remember the guy I was talking about in my last video, the 5-star freaking football athlete that I was like just so happy about? Yeah, he has cheated on me. We weren't together, but we were talking for a month already. We had only hung out one time the whole entire month. That was over spring break, but after that, he was just pretty busy, I guess, and we never really got the chance to hang out. We were hanging out at school though, like every day at lunch and stuff, and we were also hanging out a little bit after school. He had already been starting to do some weird things, like not talk to me sometimes, like not text me. He stopped FaceTiming me. He stopped being like all like super nice and stuff. Like, I don't know, you know when you could tell someone has changed. So I really noticed a shift in him. One of his best friends is one of my friends. So he was like kind of telling me about like all this stuff that was happening, like the stuff that they would be talking about me. So he was like, yeah, like he used to always talk about you, like basically be upset. So like he was always talking about you every single time we talked, and then like all of a sudden he just stopped. I guess like he would have to ask him like, oh, what's up with you and a girl? And he's like, oh, nothing, like just being very short about it, not really explaining too much about what we had going on. Mind you, I had asked him to hang out a lot of times already, and he just kept telling me that he was busy and stuff. But he told me that he was gonna hang out with me on last Saturday. This all happened last Saturday. We weren't like doing bad, but we weren't super close anymore, and I don't really feel like a connection to him really. I kind of do, but it's very like kind of superficial because he never really asked me like questions about myself or really tried to get to know me. Like it just felt like we were just talking about like random day-to-day stuff, not anything like super deep. And I remember we were hanging out. This was like literally a couple of days before he cheated on me. Does it count as cheating if we weren't together but we were in talking stage? I don't know, but it was when it was like our 1 month of talking. I had asked him, I said, oh, like, do you want a relationship or do you not really want one? And he was like, oh, I don't really know. And then I was like, what do you mean I don't know? He's like, oh, well, yeah, I do, kind of. And I was like, okay. So I just kind of let that go. I just let it slide because he is like a busy person, and like I don't see him like really like locking in for real. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But I wasn't trying to take it too serious because it is the end of the year and it's about to be summer. So the weekend comes around and I didn't even ask him to hang out. He had told me that he was like, oh, I can hang out with you this weekend. I have like some stuff that we can do. And he was like, yeah, I'll be there. Friday we had talked at school, and then he didn't have football practice that day. So I was like, oh, do you want to hang out? Because I wasn't doing anything on Friday. And he was like, oh, no, sorry, I have like a doctor's appointment and I have to go with my cousins or something. And I was like, oh, okay, it's fine, whatever. So I ended up hanging out with my friends. I texted him like 4 o'clock because he was telling his friend, which is my friend, he was telling him, he's like, yeah, we never text like at all, like, and we had like stopped texting a lot. Like we would only text at school, like where you at, and not really text like important things, like not important things, but like we didn't even have like small talk after school or anything, which I didn't text him first because he's like really busy, and like I just felt like I was bothering him, so I didn't really want to like, you know, text him. If you want to talk to me, you can text me first. I'm not one to like really chase somebody. On Friday, I texted him. I was like, hey, text me after your appointment. He texted me like 7. He was like, hey. And I was like, hi. I responded like only 15 minutes later, which was 8 o'clock. He never responded to me the whole entire night. Saturday, I'm like, okay, well, he does go to sleep early. I'm just giving him excuses at this point. But I'm like, well, he does go to sleep early, so maybe he's like just not gonna, you know, text me. Well, Saturday, he doesn't text me. I sent him this text. Normally, I don't double text, but I sent him this text. I was like, hey, like, I feel like I'm putting in a little bit more effort than you right now, and just let me know if you just, you know, don't really want to talk anymore. Because especially because, you know, my friend was telling me that he stopped talking about me, and like he just had become like super different. He wasn't like super flirty towards me anymore. So then I go to sleep on Saturday and he never texts me. I wake up Sunday morning to like 3 missed FaceTime calls from my friend, from the friend that his friend, and another guy. And he's like, I open the text and it's like, you just got popped out on. And I was like, bro, what? So I'm like, I woke up so early that morning because I had to go somewhere, and then it was like 7 a.m. so no one was up. I'm texting him. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I got popped out on. Around like 9 o'clock, I finally find out what happened. He basically posted his ex on TikTok. I saw his location on Saturday. He was at some random place I've never seen him at before. He was at these apartments, and I was like, that's weird. there's this guy that is his friend that was like posted a picture of them at like a luau like Hawaiian party, and I was like, oh, I'm surprised like he's not in the picture. Like that's surprising. Like those are all his friends. He's nowhere to be seen in the picture. So I was like, oh, that's weird. They show me the TikTok, and it's like a slideshow of like 2 pictures of him, and then the last slide is like, I found my missing piece or something, and it's like him and this girl at the luau party, the same luau party, like because at this luau party they had like a backdrop thingy, like a backdrop the friends had posted in that backdrop, and then he posted in that backdrop, and the comments were like, finally, and then the girl said I love you, and he said I love you too, and I was like, bro, what the heck? And the reason he posted it on TikTok is because I don't have TikTok. So he knew I wasn't going to be able to see it. So then when he found out that I had, basically his friend had told him I know about it, because he was going to play that I didn't know. Well, he's going to keep playing like I didn't know. And he's like, bro, she found out. And he's like, bro, who showed her this and that? He was mad that they showed me the TikTok. Sunday I got popped out on, and he didn't text me till like freaking later that day. I don't think he texted me till later that day. He sends me a paragraph, and his friend was like kind of like telling me everything. So I kind of knew the inside details, and he was like, bro, he used AI for this. Yeah, he asked ChatGPT to give him like an apology, and basically the apology was just saying how he didn't mean to hurt me, which is like weird because like you know what you did, like you knew what you were doing when you popped out on her. He was just like kind of like apologizing for it. And mind you, we were also supposed to hang out on Sunday, so we were supposed to hang out that Sunday. After that, I responded like an hour later, and I was just like, I don't want to hear it, you just playing in my face. But the reason I responded, because I was gonna leave it on delivered, but I didn't, because his friend had told me to respond to him because that he was like really like sad about it or something, and that he wanted to talk to me. So I decided to respond only for that point. And then he was like, send me these other paragraphs, and he's just like, I wasn't like thinking about how that was gonna make you feel, but basically saying how his mom forced him to be with the girl, which I don't see how that is possible, because how does your mom force you to be with somebody? He just said that since like their families were close, and he claimed that he wasn't talking to her the whole entire time that we weren't talking, but it's his ex. I found out that it's his ex. So I mean, I guess you could, he said that they talked that day and then they popped out the same day. Like, I don't know, it's suspicious, but he said that they weren't talking when we were talking. And I just figured that okay, it's his ex, so it's like easy to get back with your ex, because you know they're like comfortable to you, they know everything about you and stuff. But at the same time, he literally said that like to his friend, he said, he was like, oh well, she just wants me like really bad, and my mom like likes her and stuff, so I'm just like kind of doing it for that. But I don't understand like why you wouldn't just tell me. I told him like, I'm not your side piece, I'm not gonna do that. But I just like decided to just kind of let it go, because I felt very disrespected. And he was like, I just hope you could give me another chance, and if there's anything I can do to do that. And I was just like, I don't trust you at all. I just was telling him like, no, probably not. But it was just so crazy, because the girl like she is like really looks nothing like me, and my friends were telling me that he was like probably only with her for her body and stuff, because in the picture it was like, yeah, it's just crazy. And I just can't believe he did that to me. And I feel like that was just a crazy situation. He barely took accountability for, like, he did take accountability for it, but I think he expected me to just like be okay with it, or like expected me to not find out, because I only follow him on Instagram. Even if he wasn't talking to her the whole time and he did just talk to her, then I guess. But if he has been talking to her the whole time, he cheated on her too. So, you know, my friends were telling me like I should do like I should text her, because I have a lot of receipts of him basically like just like, you know, talking to me. But I am deciding to not do that. You know, that's just so petty. I'm just not gonna do that. Yeah, it's crazy. Story time, I got cheated on. Does it count if I got, since in the talking stage? But yeah, I got popped out on. He popped out with the other girl, expecting me to not see. Like, no, I'm gonna have people look out for me, trust me. But yeah, story time. I haven't done story time in a long time. Sorry, I haven't been posting. I've had a lot of stuff. I've been so busy. But yes, Thank you guys so much for watching.